What's going on, guys? Today we're changing out the seat foam on the RM250 build. So the foam on this thing, it feels a little bit spongy, so I went ahead and ordered a new one so that way I can have a new seat foam on this thing. Remember, I already have a video up about the first ride. I have a video about the part 1, part 2, and the first ride is going to be the part 3 of this bike. So go check that out. Hit the link. I'll put it in the description below. I'll leave a card up somewhere so y'all can see one of those videos somewhere. And we're going to go ahead and get the seat foam changed out. So what I did, I got a Moose Racing seat foam, since I'm sponsored by Moose, so I got a good deal on that thing. So I got me a Moose Racing seat foam. Now I've already started taking this seat cover off. So to do this, all you're gonna need to do, take the seat off the bike, and as you can see, I've already started doing this, and you can see my seat foam is Roth. Look at this. Bad, right? So very spongy. I was falling through the seat while I was riding. Not good. Oh, don't want that there. Whoops. So all you gotta do, get you a straight blade screwdriver and kind of pick out from underneath these staples, pull them up, and once I get them up in this position, sometimes they just come out like this. Or I'll get some needle nose pliers and I'll just pluck them out that way. So you can see I've already got majority of this thing off here, and you can see this thing is just falling apart all over. So what I'm doing here, I got one that I did not get with the screwdriver yet. You can see right here. So all I'm doing, I'm getting underneath it with my screwdriver, kind of just dig underneath it, and then you'll pry it up like that there. And like I said, sometimes they just come right out. If it doesn't, and it's still kind of stuck in there a little bit, then you get your pliers and you pull it out. It's that easy. All right, last one. That's out. Now, whenever you do this, if you want to reuse your seat cover, try not to destroy it when you're doing it. Try and pluck it out smooth. So I did as smooth as I could to just keep this thing, because this thing is still in super good shape. I have a brand new Moose Racing seat cover I'm going to be putting on. It's black with yellow ribs, but you can see this thing has seen better days. You can see how it's got like water lines. When these things get water in them, they actually get heavier because they have water in them. Obviously, over time if they dry out, but this is wet. You can see, I don't know how good you can see in the camera there, but water. So they hold water, it gets heavy. Lose firmness in the seat, which means you're losing comfort on the bike. And that's why I'm wanting to get a new one here, because I felt like I was just really just collapsing in the seat. When I sit down, I just felt like I was really just sitting into it. So I wanted a new seat foam, give the bike a newer feel. I'm gonna do my best to not destroy it completely. Well, a piece like this, whatever, because it's already fallen off. So I'm gonna do my best to not destroy it completely, taking it off in hopes, or just in case my seat foam that I ordered is incorrect. So that way I can put this one back on if I have to. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start up here at this end here, and I'm just gonna lightly peel up. These things have some light adhesive, but this thing is old, so you gotta be careful with these things sometimes. So I'm just gonna do this as light as I can, try not to ruin this thing. Looks like it's coming up pretty good. And you just kind of like work your way around it. See, it's sticking pretty good there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come to this side here, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Well, this side wasn't even stuck really at all. So it's only stuck in the middle at this point. So I'm just gonna do this as light as I can without ruining anything. There you go. And I got the seat, whatever you call it, the platform, I guess you could call it, off there. If you get this old adhesive off there, it's gonna allow the new adhesive to stick. You want this to be a clean surface. Things stick better on clean surfaces than dirty surfaces. Got the plastic piece all cleaned up here. All I'm gonna do, I got some spray adhesive. So I'm just gonna get some spray adhesive and then just get some of that stuck down on the backside. I'm gonna get some along here. I'm gonna get some on the front. I'm gonna do the same on the actual foam. So come in here, spray adhesive, backside. Come across the front. Now this, it's got this lip that wraps around, so I'm just gonna run it through that lip just so I can make sure that it sits around. Just so that doesn't start peeling up and make it harder to put my seat cover on later. So now that I got that, I'm just gonna take my plastic base piece, and I'm just gonna slip this right into place. And you gotta make sure you do this pretty right away, so that way you don't ruin your foam if you have to peel it up or something. So you don't want to do that. So can work this around while the glue's still pretty tacky or wet before it gets too tacky. Get that wrapped around there. Kind of a quick process here. Get this lined up in the back. And we now have a new seat foam on our bike installed. It's not going to peel off. That glue's going to hold on there. And on top of that, once we get our seat cover on here just in a second, it'll wrap around, staple it down. It's going to hold down just that much more. Our new Moose Racing seat cover. This is what I'm going to be running on here. With these seat covers, and most seat covers are like this nowadays, it has this lip on the front end of the cover. So you're going to get that lip and you're going to set that on the front side there. So just kind of work that around. And when you get a new seat foam, it's going to be a little bit harder to work with it just because it's fresh. It hasn't already been compressed down, everything else like a used seat foam would be. So you're just going to kind of get this shape. So that way, whenever you line this up, you want these ribs to be even down the sides here. So it all starts up front. So just get this lined up all the way through there. And that looks like it's pretty straight. So we're going to kind of just work our way around it. Make sure, because if you start wrong, then it's going to end wrong. And when I do this, I like to kind of just like lay it in like if I were to be trying to have a finished product here. So that way I can just kind of see, once it's done, how's it going to look. So now that I've got this all stretched on, that looks about right. Obviously it's got wrinkles and stuff because it's not down yet. I can get my first staple set down on the front side here and start working my way back. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking at it straight down the middle and I'm pulling this straight down, making sure I'm getting this perfect. And that looks good to me. That looks like it's going to be straight. Start stapling this thing down around just to get this thing started. So I got the front set. I got it stapled down. I know that's straightness wise, side to side and everything. It's where I want it to be. And now I'm just going to give you one staple right here. One more next to it. Now that's secured. Now I can suck it down to the sides. So once you get the front, you get the back. Once you get the back, you go to the sides. And then once you get everything down, then you start just working your way around it and pull this. All right, let's check it. So I just like to check it as I go just to make sure I'm not pulling anything one way, not realizing or something. Oh yeah. Now we're even on both sides. Now that we're even all the way around, now we can really start pulling it down and getting it snugged up all the way around. So now I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get this front edge tightened back up. The used foam's already gonna be broken in, and that broken in foam is gonna be kind of seated. It's gonna allow that new seat cover to kind of just fit right around where it needs to. With this new seat foam, it hasn't been broken in yet, so it's not got nothing to really help set it in place. So you're kind of setting this foam for the first time. So see, now I'm able to pull that a little bit tighter. Now that I pull that a little bit tighter, we don't have that big bubbled up wrinkle, and I can still tighten this up a little bit more as I go. We're all the way down both sides now. You can see that we are even all the way down. What I'm gonna do is just like, I'm gonna pull up against this bracket right here, kind of push it down, and I'm just gonna cut along that bracket right there. And then I'm just gonna, now I got a little slit in it, I'm gonna pull that slit straight up. And I'll pull it straight up on this side as well, just that way I don't have this extra material hanging in the way of anything. And then once you get this all done, you can go back in and cut it some more. So now I got that kind of like a V cut. Now I can just tuck that in underneath there. If it's in the way and it's bunching up, trim it a little bit more. That's all you gotta do. Come around this side and do the exact same thing. Cut it straight up. Don't slice your fingers off. That'd be bad, because then you can't train with me at Grand Taylor MX Training. Try not to staple your fingers either. Your staple gun should have a safety, most do. All right, guys, and there it is. All mounted up. Everything's good. I'm just gonna come through here. I'm just gonna trim this. When you trim this, you're not gonna want to trim like right against it. Give it a little bit of room just in case. This stuff is pretty thin, so sometimes if it does kind of like tear a little bit, you don't want it to tear and rip right through. So give you like a 1/4 inch of room, especially if some bikes will have like these hooks like this for the bike to sit on or hook into. You don't want it to get those in the way. I hope that helps y'all. Now you know how to put on a seat foam and seat cover and change those things out. Get these things feeling fresh. This thing is stiff. It feels, I mean, it is a new seat foam. It feels brand new now. So that is sick. Because if y'all been following the build on this, which I'll leave the links, the cards at the beginning, but I'll put the links down in the description below. And I've gone through this thing completely. So now that I got this new seat foam, the bike really will feel more like a newer bike now, because suspension's been gone through, motors have gone through, all the bearings have been gone through. Now I got new seat foam. I got new plastic on the way because, well, I did that. So that's not good. This thing is sick. I love this bike so much. It's so much fun. It corners like a dream. This thing is awesome. The seat cover, it looks nice in there. I'm going to be having OEM plastics being put back on here in just a second. But my next video is going to be testing out this 21 TC250. So I'm about to head to the track right now to go ride that thing. So if y'all want to see that, and it's going to be a first impression ride, and I'm probably going to get some more seat time on the thing. And then I'm going to be doing a comparison of that bike and this bike here in the near future. So if y'all want to see that and see how this 2004 Suzuki can stack up to a 21 TC250, then hit the notification bell so you guys can see that. Tell your friends, hit the like button, comment anything you'd like to see, or if you have recommendations on what I could do different or better, whatever, let me know in the comments down below. Tell your friends, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next ones. Thanks.